Geoff Campbell, and this is Tim Williams and Friends skating to James and the Cold Gun by Kate Bush in Cunnies Box. Thinking back, what would have prompted that? I don't think at that point I was some huge Kate Bush dedicated fan or anything. A couple of things come to mind. I always remember like Callum, Paul and Jimmy Roach putting on Wuthering Heights and like dancing when we were drinking. I specifically remember it at Callum's parents' sort of beach house. You know, they got a record player and really cranked that song. Jimmy and Callum would really get into it, dance about and get really theatrical and stuff, and I remember that vividly. As far as I know, I wasn't into Kate Bush before that. Someone plays music and they're really into it, you kind of might take a second to be like, oh cool, what is this? These guys are loving it, maybe I could love it, I don't know. Jimmy was probably really into that. Alex Harvey's in it. I know he was kind of in the Wuthering Heights dance crew, I would say. Of course, the other thing is Nick Jensen's part in 11th Hour. Did I get into it because of that? And then I looked up that video and that came out in 2013. I'm not sure if they came out similar times or which one was first. I always really liked that section. That's my sort of two guesses on how that ended up. If I was like, love this song in Nick Jensen's section, let's have a look at this artist a bit more or something. Or if it was coming from hanging with Callum and stuff and then playing it like that. Moving into Tim, he was unstoppable. I mean, he skated so fast and powerful, like nothing I've ever seen. He's from San Diego, Coronado Beach, I think, originally, and I don't know how or why, but he ended up in Melbourne. He was just a ridiculous skater, and like when I look back on that section I was like, wow, that was a great little era. He was a real star of that era, I think. He'd be one of the gnarliest guys around at that point. You could walk around the city and there's a lot of stuff that he did, you're just like, that's fucking nuts. He ollies up the big IMAX gap, he's like pushing from the other side of the road. He's going so fast. No one ever skated up that gap. People do a lot of flip tricks up the small gap, but ollieing up that one is nuts. He does like a frontside 360, ollies this little bits of rubber set in the ground. Again, it's kind of just a like athletic feat that only Tim could do. When that's on, it kind of has this breakdown at the end, which I think was quite nice. Even filming lines of Tim was nuts because he skated so fast, so much faster than anyone I've ever filmed with probably. You'd have to really like time starting a line with him and make sure you have a good start, push your absolute ass off, and then like you'd be lucky to keep with him.
Oh, good! Did you think the car was too close? Shit, you alright? Fuck, sorry. All good. Fuck. You alright? Yeah. Oh. I couldn't get... Yeah, we're fine. Yeah. I just couldn't get out of the way of you, like, I couldn't fall anywhere but on top of you.
The song actually ends at that point, but then he does this gap to 50 on this King Hubba in the centre of Melbourne that's gone now. That was shocking. No one had ever stepped to that. Going that fast and gapping to it is absolutely bonkers. It's a shame that that spot's not there anymore, because it's one of those things where like you walk past with people and they'd just be like, what the hell? Maybe like Jack O'Grady or Rowan or something would have skated it again. I mean, good memories watching that, actually. Whether or not 11th Hour had come out, I'm going to probably say it had, because, I don't know, it just seems like too much of a coincidence. I loved that section, I thought it was awesome, which sort of sounds whack now as well, because I'm like, oh cool, I got the artist and grabbed another song. Because I'm also like, how would I have got that video too quick? It wasn't the Stone Ages, it's not like VHS days, but it's not like that video would have landed on YouTube right away either. I mean, I think a lot about use of music. That song's obviously amazing, and now it's become this like cult hit, right? Which I'm not that aware of, because as far as I know, it's like in Stranger Things or something. Which is good. Jensen's part got a nice league of breathing room before that happened. It's really tough, and it's definitely something I overthink a lot. And when you look at videos that come out, sometimes someone uses like the most obvious artist, it's really awesome, and then other times someone uses something really obvious and you're like, oh, it's too obvious or whatever. I don't know if there's any sort of rules to that. It's you and me, you won't be unhappy if only could. I'd make a deal with God, and I'd get him to swap places. Be running up that road, be running up that hill, be running up that building. I used to have what I thought was a perfect catalogue of like everything that had been used. I didn't need to look up skate video site or anything. It's like I've watched all the videos, I have them all in my head, and now I'm like, I couldn't tell you what anyone skates to anymore, really. In one ear and out the other, it's so hard to keep track of. I actually used this other song, the Saxophone Song, in the trailer for that video too. And you kind of get into an artist, or it's new to you, and you're like, oh, I really love this, or I feel like this is something new, perhaps like abuse it. I mean, 2 songs isn't huge abuse, but you can do that. I've probably been guilty of that at other times too.
There's something special indeed. There's something special indeed. All the places where I've seen you shine, boy, something very real, and I feel honey, it's in me.
Often a great song sticks in my head and I'll end up listening to the song a million times from a video. One that comes off the top of my head is like Max Palmer in the first 917 video. I'd never heard that before, and when I first watched that, I just remember it was like, I loved the song and the whole thing just felt so good. That part is ingrained in me. The skating's good, and the song and the editing, and you know, it's a good package. So yeah, I mean, a good song will stick with you, and you know, you watch that stuff a million times. It's funny because yeah, I think that might be like something that I kind of like, you know, looking for some good saxophone songs if anyone's got some.
boy. That was penny. That was amazing.